What was that? What's exploding? What can you see in the explosion? Let's answer together. Tragic, nothing else to say. Over 100 deaths and more than 4,000 people injured. Most likely due to some negligence, although there could be something else involved. What happened? In the warehouse at the port of Beirut, 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate were stored for 6 years, also known as ammonium nitrate. They were reportedly brought to the port 6 years ago by a Moldovan-flagged cargo ship owned by a Russian magnate. Ammonium nitrate is a chemical fertilizer used in agriculture. Without his invention, Earth could have only fed a few billion people. Used as a fertilizer, ammonium nitrate allows for intensive agriculture, and thus the land can still feed us all. Ammonium nitrate, or azotate, has the formula NH4NO3, and it is obtained artificially by mixing nitric acid HNO3 with ammonia NH3. Normally, the ammonium nitrate compound is stable, meaning the atoms stay bonded together in the molecule. If you heat it up a little, it can decompose. Problems arise when ammonium nitrate is heated suddenly. Then it can explode. The reaction is as follows. We see here how, as a result of the decomposition of ammonium nitrate or ammonium azotate, we get nitrous oxide, nitrogen, N2O, and water. This reaction is exothermic, meaning that it produces energy. That is, if the reaction takes place in an initial area, the energy obtained from the explosion heats up another place where ammonium nitrate is located, which in turn will explode because it was heated, thus releasing even more energy. This creates an uncontrolled exothermic reaction, meaning an explosion. I used Wolfram Alpha to calculate the power of the explosion, knowing how much energy is released in a reaction and how much energy is released when a ton of trinitrotoluene explodes. The result, the explosion in Lebanon, is equivalent to the explosion of 300 tons of trinitrotoluene. No wonder this explosion destroyed nearby buildings. Before the big explosion, there were some smaller explosions, like fireworks. Were they set intentionally, or were they an accident? I don't know and haven't seen anything in the news. But what is clear is that these smaller explosions triggered the ammonium nitrate explosion. How? By the heat they generated. So through this heat, some of the ammonium nitrate was heated up and then caused the explosion of the entire amount. So that's where the explosion began. I also find other useful news information. The authorities were warned 6 months ago that the ammonium nitrate stored in the port could blow up the entire city. The reason is that after being stored for so long, it would have absorbed moisture from the air and hardened, which would have made it an even more effective explosive. Whatever the initial cause may be, once the ammonium nitrate exploded, it released reaction gases, which were suddenly heated by the energy released from the reaction. What occurs after a gas is suddenly heated? Well, we know this from a pot boiling on the stove, a sudden expansion of the gas. This expansion broke the walls of the container it was stored in, the fertilizer, the walls of the building it was in, and it created that huge mushroom cloud that suddenly rose into the air, covering the entire port. In the video, you can clearly see how the edge of the expansion zone grows, meaning the shock wave. After the sudden expansion of a gas, another effect occurs. It's cooling. How do we know this? Because we blow on wounds when they hurt. Don't forget to always do this with your lips pursed. Look, why? Because then the air is forced to come out of your mouth with high pressure. It will gain high speed and cool down during expansion, eventually cooling the wound as well. The same thing happened in the cloud that formed above the port. Because of the expansion, it cooled down suddenly. The water there condensed almost instantly, forming a white mist, just like it happens on cool mornings. This is the white mist we see in the cloud. But video doesn't stop here. After the white mist clears away, we see an orange cloud. It is caused by nitrogen dioxide released after the explosion and is often associated with pollution in cities. It could have been very dangerous, but fortunately it was quickly dispersed by the winds. What do we learn from this? We learn, first of all, that we are a technological society. Technology helps us live more easily. On the other hand, technology can be dangerous if we don't know how to use it. Goodbye.